And jumping into the NBA, Brett, we have four lines on Wednesday night looking at Thursday's games. The Thunder versus the Warriors, the Lakers at the Clippers, the Nets at the Mavs, and the Wizards versus the Raptors. Now, I'm very intrigued with this LA matchup, Brett, mainly because the Clippers, they haven't really had any of their guys going off or being the guy that is creating these large leads for the Clippers. You look at their playing recently, they played against the Raptors, who they should have probably played and won rather handedly over. It was a 105-100 game where much of that fourth quarter, Kawhi really wasn't there much. He was on the floor, but he wasn't shooting. Paul George was shooting, but wasn't necessarily draining everything. I expect, even though the Lakers are going to be without LeBron and his ankle maybe until the playoffs, that the Lakers are still going to try to build some momentum going into the playoffs here without LeBron. So AD potentially being on the floor, he's still listed as day to day. We'll see. He'll probably play though. I expect him and Drummond to be able to take on Zubac no problem. And it's just, can you contain Paul George and Kawhi when neither of them have been playing necessarily as outstanding as you would expect? So I think crosstown rivalry, 8-point spread, that's too big for me. Give me the Lakers.
Yeah, 8 point spread's big, Higgins. I guess what concerns me, no LeBron, no Schroeder. Um, if Kawhi and Paul George are out there, they probably have the best and the third best player on the court because the AD is probably the second best player on the court. But
Yes.
I would lean Clippers, but I'm not gonna bet this one until I know the lineups are locked for sure, Higgins. But I like what you're saying. I do think this game will have a lot of intensity. And Higgins, don't look now, but if the Lakers are the 7 seed, this could be a first round matchup, Higgins.
Little research by LeBron, taking some notes on the sidelines, maybe.
Maybe. But one game I'm interested in, Higgins, maybe not a potential finals matchup. That might be jumping the gun here a little bit. But the Nets take on the Mavericks on Thursday night, Higgins. The Nets with only the pairing of Katie and Kyrie. So no James Harden. Even before the James Harden trade in the games that they were able to play together this year, the Nets are 7-8 or 8-9. I misplaced the stat, excuse me, but either way, they're one game below 500, Higgins, and that's the important part of the stat that I'm giving out. So they travel to go face Luka Doncic in the Mavs, who we mentioned that the Lakers are in contention for the seventh spot. Well, so are the Dallas Mavericks, so are the Portland Trailblazers. All these teams need to win basketball games, Higgins. And I think the Dallas Mavericks are going to be locked and loaded for the big bad Nets coming to town. They're getting 4 points on their home court. I'm going to gobble up those 4 points, Higgins.
And the Nets just lost three straight. They've lost back-to-back games against the Bucks. The Mavs, on the other hand, they're 7-3 in their last 10 games. I like your pick here, going with the spread there at +4 as well. Should be a very interesting time seeing Luca on the floor with all those Nets players. I think that'll be a very good matchup. Should be a very entertaining game.
Yeah, and crazy story actually, Higgins, really quick. The Knicks just signed a Luca for themselves to a 4-year deal on Wednesday. So a second Luca is coming into the league. He spells his first name with a C, not a K.
Oh.
So maybe a little bit of a Luca rivalry in the NBA coming.
I'll look forward to that. I'll look forward to that. But Brett, we do have one more NBA pick to give out, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I'm going to be on the Wizards Raptors game as well, Higgins. The Wizards are dogs. They're fighting for playoff seeding. The Raptors are dead in the water, Higgins. And for some reason, they're the favorites. I guess it's because the Washington Wizards are traveling on a back to back. But I'm not buying it. My guy Russell Westbrook is the energy bunny, Higgins. My guy Bradley Beal is out there getting buckets. So give me the Wizards plus 102 on the money line. Maybe a little bit of a trap, but I'm taking the team that's fighting down the stretch here.
The only thing I would be worried about is the fact that they're playing a tough competitive team like the Bucks. As we're recording this right now, it's 128 to 130 in the final minute of the fourth quarter. Washington's down. But everything you said about the Wizards are right because Russell Westbrook's currently in the middle of a triple-double performance right now. Bradley Beal, another 30-point performance. So if those guys are carrying the load, I trust that they're fully capable to do that on back-to-back nights. I mean, Russell Westbrook did triple-doubles on a back-to-back night for multiple seasons at a time when he was in Oklahoma City. So when it matters, when it's coming down the stretch like this and the games, every single one of them matter in terms of seeding, in terms of playoff contention, my money's on Westbrook a lot of the time. I love that pick.
Yeah, Higgins, you mentioned Russell Westbrook. He's been unbelievable again this season. The other night he became the well, really, I guess the second player again. The only other player outside of Wilt Chamberlain, and he's done it twice with a 30-point, 20. I'm sorry, a 30-point, 20 assist, 20 rebound. It was not 30 points. I had it wrong. He had 14 points, 20 assist, 20 rebound, triple double. The night before he had a 30-point triple double. So that's where I was confused. The guy is getting triple doubles every freaking night in multiple ways. He became the second player again. I'll repeat the stat and I'll do it correctly this time with a 20 rebound, 20 assist triple double. Like, this dude is crazy. He's a point guard, Higgins, doing that.
The last time that Russell Westbrook did that, actually, Brett, was when he put up 20-20-20 shortly after the rapper Nipsey Hussle died, actually.